now that we've talked about both games and wrestling, I thought it'd be good, just like we did last week, to get into movies. I had an assignment of sorts for you last week to watch Finding Nemo. Did you find? And I didn't find Nemo at my house because I found out we don't own it. Did you find a way to find Nemo?
Yeah, I did watch Finding Nemo.
What did you think?
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm not completely disappointed I missed out on it when it came out around the first time, but I think it was a good movie. It was. If I had kids, I'd show it to them. I'd let them watch it.
Yeah, but you're not. You're acting like it's not the greatest thing ever.
It's not. It's not the greatest thing ever. It was great. I mean, I'm not saying it was bad or just good. It was a great movie, but you mean it wasn't Toy Story? You know, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Incredibles.
I liked. No, well, if we're gonna compare, I liked Finding Nemo more than I liked Toy Story because Toy Story, although very good, always leaves me feeling depressed.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
because every Toy Story movie is about not being good enough.
That's true.
Right?
I think there may be something in my psyche that makes me gravitate more towards the depressing things because, you know, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie.
And it's depressing.
It's
wholly depressing, yeah.
We talked about this before. My favorite Ninja Turtles movie is the first one, and it's darker.
Yeah, it's very dark.
More depressing than the second one. So maybe that's it, but I don't know. But like I said, I liked it on the whole. It was a good movie. I guess I don't understand the hype around it.
I liked the second one a lot. I just wanted you to watch the first one so that we could talk about the second one. I mean, to be completely honest with you.
I'll have to watch the second one sometime.
Like I said, with the second one, I don't know if I really brought it up or went into too much last week, but the second one, Ed O'Neill from Married with Children,
Modern Family,
and Modern Family, who's my favorite character in Modern Family. He plays Jay in that for people that don't know who Ed O'Neill is. He's the old man. He's the grandpa.
He's Al Bundy.
Al Bundy, yeah. He does the voice of a character. I believe his name's Hank in the new movie. He's an octopus. I don't want to say too much more, but I would go to, if they did kind of like they did with the Despicable Me and just made a Minions movie. Mm-hmm. If they just made a movie called Hank the Octopus, I would take all of my money. I want to see Hank the Octopus in a movie. Another movie kind of taking a huge U-turn here in the types of movie we're talking about, but you got me actually, because I had seen some of Quentin Tarantino's stuff and I really liked it. But I had never seen Pulp Fiction until I met you. Mm-hmm. And that is, to this day, that is my favorite movie. Is it one of your favorite movies?
It's probably my favorite movie that isn't Star Wars.
That isn't Star Wars.
That isn't Star Wars.
It is my favorite. It's on number one for me, but it's up there for you.
Yeah. When I talk about my favorite movies, I have to omit Star Wars. Star Wars is on its own scale, all of them. Like, I don't even consider any of the Star Wars movies when I'm considering favorite movies because they're Star Wars.
Okay.
They're good.
They're above, they're the upper echelon. And then here's your petty, graph and chart of your favorite movies. Yes. Star Wars is sitting up here.
Yes.
Okay. That's the best comparison. I saw Hateful Eight twice. And both times I was like, "Hey Tom, you want to go see Hateful Eight?" And some reason or another,
I was either working or had to sleep.
And so you recently saw it. And
I saw it when it came out on DVD and Blu-ray.
Right.
I had purchased it and watched it, and it was great. It was a great movie.
Yeah, we usually talk about this kind of stuff, which is kind of why we started doing the podcast. We talk about crap like this, and we hadn't got to talk about this. First of all, before we get into it, did you make sure to shut the door?
Yes, I shut the door and I made sure to use
two nails. Okay. So you did use two nails. Before we gut it out and talk too much about it, can you rate it or can you rank it in the Quentin Tarantino scale?
Oh boy. I think it's up there. It's not as good as Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction.
Agreed.
It's almost Django and I was like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction for me. Mm-hmm. They're the top two. There's Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
If I'm gonna rank them now,
Okay.
I'm trying to think in my head.
So what else? You've got Kill Bill. You've got Inglourious Bastards.
Yes, Kill Bill.
We're gonna count Kill Bill as one movie. We'll just say it all as one.
Kill Bill comes real close after the Reservoir Dogs. Mm-hmm. And then Inglourious Bastards and Django, I think, are interchangeable for me.
Really?
I like both those movies about the same.
I put Django as my number 3.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right after, like better than Kill Bill even?
Yeah, I like Django a lot better than Kill Bill, and it took me a long time like thinking about that because I think about that all the time when I rewatch those movies.
So I guess I'd put Hateful Eight right after those. I love Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown's a good movie.
It's so underrated for his movies.
Yes, but it's not as good as the other ones. I mean, rightfully so. It's underrated. It's still good.
Yeah,
but it's not as good as the other ones.
When you have somebody who just craps gold, I mean, and then they're making something that they want to be nice, and they give that out to you. It's hard to say that it's bad, but when you've got everything else to compare against. Did you have a favorite scene or a favorite character in the movie? Mine, of course, was Sam Jackson. I thought his performance was just fantastic. When he goes on to tell his little tale to the what was he, a colonel or so? I don't know what the heck
he was
the officer was.
Yeah, he was an officer in the Confederate Army. I don't remember.
When he starts that part of the story and goes into it, that's when the movie kind of like picks up and you're like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
Like who's the bad guy now? Because did you know who the heck the bad guy was the first time?
No. I mean, it was very, I don't want to say suspenseful. I mean, it was kind of suspenseful, but it kept me guessing for sure.
And I didn't even, I asked you, but you didn't really answer because I kind of closed out the question myself. Did you have a favorite character?
Sam Jackson is probably my favorite character just because it's Sam Jackson. He's great at whatever he does. But I really like Kurt Russell's character as well.
Oh my God, yeah. Talk about some... And spoilers. You've been warned. I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, spoilers. When Kurt Russell died, I was really surprised. Like, he was the first person to go.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the first person to go?
I believe he was, if not...
He was the first, because he gets poisoned.
Yeah.
I forgot. He's poisoned, and so I thought when I was watching the movie, all along, somehow or another, even though he was the guy bringing her in, that he was actually working with her.
Yeah, he was
upon the first time.
Cahoots, yeah,
because he's
so nice to her. Like, I mean, considering.
What do you mean he's so nice to her?
Like he does hit her.
And every time he hits her, you love it though too.
Yeah,
because it's like well deserved.
But he's making sure she's well fed and making sure she's hydrated. Like he's bringing her in to be hanged instead of shooting her dead. You know, because that's what he does.
When you get caught by the hangman, you hang. Is that what he said? Something like that.
But I mean, in between bouts of, being just terribly mad at her and hitting her, you see him pouring her a drink. He doesn't have to give her any alcohol.
Oh, and giving her food and stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be doing that.
He gives her slack because they're the whole movie. They're like this. He gives her slack for her spoon.
Yeah, he doesn't have to be doing any of that, but he does. So it led me to believe that maybe it was an act.
Yeah. My favorite scene of the movie was when Sam Jackson starts eliminating people out of the who he suspects, and at that point when he started doing that, I was like, the only person that's cleared and vetted in my head of not being a bad guy was Sam Jackson. Although it would have been a cool turn for him to have killed everyone off and then say, "Yep, it was me all along," and or take her into to collected the bounty himself. The part when he's speaking to the Mexican in particular is my favorite part of the movie, because there's a pretty memorable line right before the execution that's just hilarious. Especially, I could never deliver it as well as Sam Jackson does. But that's my favorite thing in the movie, and that's what I quote over and over again from the movie.
I was surprised Channing Tatum.
Oh my God, yeah, Channing Tatum. A buddy at work, my friend Tad, says all the time, he's like, man, can you believe how good Channing Tatum was in that movie? Even though he wasn't in it very long.
Yeah.
But that was like his best role, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he was excellent in what little bit he had. And it just goes to show you what a good director can do.
Right. They can really turn somebody around. What's the actress's name that she was the one in Captivity? What was her? Do you even remember her character's name?
No.
Anyways, she did a great job at just being a disgusting person that the entire movie you were just saying, shoot her, kill her, get rid of her.
You had no empathy for that woman.
And again, we've already walked on spoiler territory, so I don't have to say it again, but I will. Spoilers. When the end comes and she gets what's coming, it's pretty gratifying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot a huge thing about this. Hateful Eight, the script was leaked.
Yeah.
We'll never get to see the original ending.
No, we can read it on the because it was leaked.
Yes.
But
is it true that Sam Jackson was supposed to be an older Django?
From what Quentin Tarantino has said in interviews, that's how it started when he was writing the script.
That was a draft. Okay.
Yeah, he started writing it as this is Django as an older man, still doing the bounty hunting things. But as he started to write the rest of the movie around everything, he decided that this wasn't Django.
Right, and I kind of see Django quitting the bounty business after the end of Django, because he's got his money, but more importantly, he got his woman back. He got Hilda.
Yeah.
Hilda. He got her back.
Hilda von Shaft, which
yes.
Tarantino's come up and saying that he designed Hildy and Django to be the ancestor of Shaft.
You told me that, like, I think before we went and saw the movie the first day, and I was like, yes, the whole time. Oh man, I love Django. We could talk about Django if we wanted to, but I think that's best left for another day when it is a little more needed or necessary. But yeah, the script really, I wonder all the time, every time I watch the movie, I wonder, because I haven't read it yet. I guess I could just probably read it, but I wonder what the original script ending would have looked like on screen. Have you read it? Do you know?
No, I haven't read it. We're lucky we got to see the movie.
Because he said he wasn't going to do it. Yeah.
Tarantino was not going to make it because of the leak.
Yep.
So I'm just grateful we got to see the movie at all.
Are there any whispers right now of what he's working on now, or what is next? Is it Kill Bill 3?
I haven't heard anything. I'd love to see Kill Bill 3, but
I'm indifferent about it because I loved Kill Bill. I love everything he does, but I'd rather. I think the story ended. We've seen 2 movies already. I want to see another movie.
I agree with that.